Hello and welcome to the United Stand. This is your Manchester United transfer news daily, a new week where we talk about all the latest Manchester United transfer news and give it that real fan opinion. And remember, that is the tagline at the start of all these videos. This is not and never has been news that we've made up. Never been made up. It's always stuff that's in the press. Interesting stuff over the weekend, the three players below there. But I also want to say this is going to be a big week for Manchester United by the looks of it. Fred will be announced today or tomorrow, so that'll be our first deal done. Hopefully Fellaini will sort his future out and tell us what's going to happen with him so we can deal with it. Maybe, just maybe, we'll get Dalot done this week as well from Porto. Darmian, people are talking about that, but I don't think Darmian can happen. Something just dawned on me. Darmian, I think the Italian transfer window doesn't open until the start of July. So how can that deal be done? I think it can be announced before, but it might take a while to do that. So we'll have to wait and see. Maybe we can get something done with Sandro. Maybe we'll have to wait until after the World Cup. But interesting. On Gareth Bale, just to add, we spoke about this a couple of days ago. United might be interested in Bale, who knows, but Bale's not going to announce his future until he knows what's happening at Real Madrid. So, could be weeks before that happens. And to be honest, I think I agree with a lot of you. When it comes to Ronaldo and Bale, we may as well just assume we're not going to sign them. We may as well. But however, we did do the video yesterday comparing Ronaldo and Bale, and I can tell you, 32% said they'd prefer Bale, 68% said they'd prefer Ronaldo, which I would go with. It was a hypothetical, and you voted, so thanks for all that. Let's get into it anyway. Verratti was mentioned, I think on Saturday night this came out. Now, the only place I've seen this is the Daily Mirror. I spoke about it on Saturday, didn't I? Verratti, Manchester United, Daily Mirror. I've seen it in lots of other places now, but I think the source article is the Daily Mirror. So, as I said, Verratti, based on that, I'm not going to get excited about it. I saw a lot of people on Twitter, United fans, say, oh yeah, Verratti would be perfect. 25, I think he's about 5'5". Fast, great ball control, can put a tackle in, creative, can dribble. Gets sort of likened to Pirlo, but I think that's just the Italian connection. I think he's quicker on the ball than Pirlo. And I don't know whether he can adapt to the Premier League, to be honest. PSG, I think he probably will be looking for a move soon. Barcelona have always been linked to him because he's got that low centre of gravity. You're Xavi, you're Iniesta sort of type player. He'd be perfect for Barcelona in that style that they play. As I understand it, I think his agent's Mino Raiola, and I'm a little bit unsure about what the relationship is with United and Raiola anymore because we've moved a lot of his clients on, but can it be done? Well, of course it can be done, but I don't think it's going to be done because I don't think the source that it's coming from, the Daily Mirror, is really anything to jump all over. Not at this stage, anyway. Would you take Verratti over Savic? Was the only thing I was going to say, just to make it a little bit interesting about the story, because I really don't think there's much in it at this moment. That's not to say there won't be in a few weeks' time, but at the moment I don't really see Verratti coming to United. It would be a massive turnaround as well when you think about last season. Mourinho with McTominay, with Fellaini, with Matic, with Pogba, all over 6'2", to sign Fred, who's 5'6", and Verratti, who's 5'5". That low centre of gravity, that dribbling ability, would be a real change in direction away from Mourinho and his height fascination that we saw over the last couple of years. So maybe that's another reason I just don't see it happening when we're already going to get Fred. But would you take Verratti over Milinkovic-Savic? Totally different. Milinkovic-Savic is over 6'2". So to me, Savic is the one. I like Verratti, but I would still go with Savic because I think he is more likely to adapt to the Premier League better. But give us your thoughts below about that. The next player I want to talk about is Timo Werner. German, plays for RB Leipzig, 22 years of age, part of the German World Cup squad, lightning fast. I think he's going to be one of the best strikers in the world. 5'11", can play off the left, can play off the right. And has openly spoken this weekend about Naby Keita going to Liverpool and how he can become a great player there. He's openly spoken about how to become a world-class player, he will have to move away from his current club, which I think, in honesty, he is being honest, accepting that. Would I like Timo Werner at Manchester United? Yes. Have we been linked with him? Well, apparently we're interested, Bayern Munich are interested. Liverpool are probably more likely to get him than us, though. And this is maybe this is a sort of problem that we face. Timo Werner at 22. I don't think Mourinho is going to go for a player like that. I really don't. And it is the sort of player we should go for. And maybe in the days of Sir Alex, I'd be more optimistic of us going for a signing like that. I mean, we spoke about this on the Sunday night show with Flex and Sophie right at the start of the show. Watch it back after you've done this if you missed it, because it was a great topic that somebody gave us to discuss about United's transfer policy being broken compared to the likes of City and Liverpool, because they will go for up-and-coming players where we seem to be fascinated with established players. And I think the up-and-coming player is better because you develop them, you mould them, but we don't seem to want to do that. So I don't think we'd go for Timo Werner. Maybe Liverpool could get him, but the reality is, as I've said many times, Bayern Munich just hoover up talent in that league. They take all the good players from all their competitors, and that's why they dominate. So I don't think United would be in for him, but boy, oh boy, I would love to sign him. I think he's very exciting, very fast. I think he's going to be a great player. I'd love to see him at United. Who knows? Who knows? If he stays at RB Leipzig for another year and Mourinho doesn't do great this year and we get a new manager in, then maybe that's the sort of signing we'll be looking at again. But I'd be very surprised, very happy if Mourinho was in for him. But I don't see it. But we were mentioned about him, so I thought I'd mention it. Milan Skriniar, who's a centre-back at Inter Milan. Obviously, we had the shocking news that Umtiti has signed a new contract at Barcelona. He had that £50 million release clause. I always thought if he was available, it would be worth doing it. But clearly, he had no intention of leaving Barcelona. Why would he, to be honest? But the reality is, it just appears like yet another player who's used the name of Manchester United to screw his club over out a bit of money to get a new contract. And this always seems to happen to United. You never see them mentioning Liverpool or Arsenal or Chelsea or City, do you? It's always United, and that's the price you pay of being one of the biggest clubs in the world. United just get mentioned by everybody to boost their value, to boost their new contract. And we've been sucked in a little bit. Although I did say I would have loved to have had Umtiti, and for 50 million release clause, why would you say not? But I think most of us always thought that he was doing this, and he has done this. But if we're still in for a centre-back, everyone now thinks Toby Alderweireld. Of course, if we can do that deal, he's a very good centre-back. I do worry about his injury record over the last 2 years and the fact that he's going to be 29. But I like Milan Skriniar at Inter Milan. He's only been there a year, and the reason I mention him is two things really. One, he's come out and said he's very happy. He doesn't really want to talk about a move at the moment, so a lot of people think that's the end of it. It isn't necessarily. It's just playing a safe bat, isn't it? And saying, I'm happy where I am. But also, I believe that Holland are playing on Monday night, and I think they might be playing Italy. I think that's correct. But anyway, there's been a report in the Gazzetta, it was Gazzetta dello Sport in Italy, talking about interest from Inter Milan in Daley Blind, which made me think, well, they were talking about Skriniar being happier as well. So I said this at the weekend, and I got a lot of stick for it. I don't know what you think. Lazio have been linked to Daley Blind in the past as well. Well, let's give them Daley Blind and say that's a little bit of a sweetener. Can you give us Milinkovic-Savic? Or if that's not going to work, let's give Daley Blind to Inter Milan and say we'll have Skriniar in return, because I think he's 22, Slovakian centre back. He's got the attributes of he's sort of Vidic-esque, really tough, really strong, great reader of the ball, strong in the air. I like the look of him. I'd love him to come to United. I'd take him over Alderweireld because I think he's got that development angle. But I tell you what's also annoying me a little bit is I don't understand what we're doing with Lindelof. I'm a big fan of Lindelof. I know he had a bad start against Huddersfield, but I actually think since then, November time, and since then when he's played, he's done really well. He's just crying out for a few games. He's crying out for some consistency in his team selections. And I don't know, I still believe that Lindelof can go on to be a top-class centre-back. And I sort of want us to go down that route instead of signing a centre-back, because that money could be used elsewhere. I just don't know why we're desperate to sign a centre-back when I think Lindelof can be really, really good. And we've already got Eric Bailly. So, I don't know. But maybe we could use Daley Blind in something. Maybe we could. Bale's waiting. Werner. Yep. Okay. I think that is it. That is it. I do think it's going to be a big week for Manchester United, though. Obviously, we'll go live as soon as the Fred deal is done. Some people still don't think that deal's going to be done. I mean, you don't need a weatherman to tell you it's raining outside. That deal's been absolutely done for quite a while. United it's been a one-horse race. Apparently, what I would say about that, though, I did read this yesterday, that he was going to go to Manchester City in January, and the only reason he didn't go there is because Shakhtar Donetsk didn't want him to go whilst they were still in the Champions League. Why Man City then retracted, if that's true, I don't know. And how Manchester United have stolen a march on City again, I don't know. It looks like City are going for Jorginho, but I would certainly take Fred over Jorginho from Napoli, because I think he's something different that United need. Not to say Jorginho won't do very well at Man City. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Loads to discuss in there. Would you take Verratti over Savic? Let us know. What do you think about Timo Werner? Do you think we should be going for those sort of signings? Bale, Are we right to wait? Daily Blind, could we use him as a make weight? Drop a like on the video, give us your thoughts below, and remember, do give us your comments about any transfer news, because we do read your comments and we may be able to use it in future shows or just get into a debate with you. Thanks for watching, speak to you all soon.